What's up, Maya? Okay, I take it you're outside.
No, I'm inside actually. Why, is my audio bad?
Oh, for a second it sounded like you were like on the other side of
Yeah,
the
no,
building.
I just realized I had my Bluetooth headphones in,
Uh-huh.
like on, and I had
Yeah.
to shut them off. So now I'm back
Oh.
on my good mic.
Okay, that makes sense. Woo, I don't look
Yeah.
like such warmed over shit now. I'm happy. God damn. Yesterday sucked, I tell you. Trying to do a D&D session on 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days is not easy.
No, I doubt it is, especially when dealing with our group.
What was it? Yeah, oh god. But yeah, no, we ended up not doing a session thankfully because Tren and Wolf didn't show up, but fuck, I was
Mm.
dying. So even during pre-show, I was sitting there like, oh, kill me, please. My nose
Didn't
is
you
just
say you
stuffed.
took like sleep medicine or something last night?
Yeah, and I still only got about 6 hours. I woke up about midnight because I couldn't breathe since my nose was plugged,
Mm.
and did about 60 push-ups to try and get my nose to clear, and voila, it did. And so I started, or I went back to bed and passed out.
Push-ups clear noses?
Um, it's like doing meditation, teaching you to control your breathing. So if you breathe through your nose while you do push-ups, if you have a stuffed nose, it'll actually cause your nose to go, or your body to go into a panic mode and make your nose break up whatever's in its way and relax the muscles, therefore allowing you to breathe.
Mm.
So it's not good. At least that's how it works for me. I don't know if that actually works for anybody else other than myself. So,
Uh,
but yeah, I do push-ups, uh, planks, really pretty much any workout works for overall except for sit-ups. Like it has to be something that's really full body intensive. So like push-ups, doing the continuous motion causes cause you really need to breathe, whereas sit-ups you don't really have to breathe as much. So, but my nose is still clogged, somewhat. So didn't deal with that. Which reminds me, I should turn on my humidifier. It, I gotta. Ow! Fuck! Ow! God damn! Look! Ow! Ugh! These
you
headphones.
okay?
No. So these headphones like to have electricity running through them whenever my computer's turned on, obviously, and because of that, it causes them to now they have there's a short circuit that happens every time I move or I let go of one of the wire and it drops, ow, causing fucking electricity to shoot through my left headphone. I don't know why, and it always zaps the top of my ear.
Whoa, are
That
you
does not
okay?
sound comfortable.
It isn't, but it's either that or I have to put on my headphones that used to beep so loud that everyone would flip out and scream at me, so I got tired of dealing with that.
Fel, can you try to speak again?
Oh, test test 1 2 1 2. Want me to turn my mic up?
Yeah, you're a little bit quiet for me.
How about now? Is that better?
Oh, now it's
Maybe I could
sultry.
turn your.
I'm being seduced.
Yeah, it's still a bit quiet for me, but it's manageable.
You can turn
Wait,
her
wait,
up.
wait. I just keep turning it
Oh
up.
wait,
Is this better?
now you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. I can adjust it, and sometimes there's like this knob on my microphone. Sometimes it accidentally gets hit, and then I go
Uh,
quieter. I just have to turn it back up.
I feel that. I do that all the time.
Cause I have you all the way up, like in volume call, so I knew it wasn't on my end.
Oh, I have her 100% and can hear her clearly,
Mhm.
so Fel is very, or E2 is currently very in love with Ven. For those wondering, she's been posting that all week. So we all know it now. There have been hearts in the chat left and right.
There's nothing wrong with loving your friends and family and partner.
I'm
Are
just
you
giving you.
friend zoning Zen?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, she is sleeping at the end of Dolkin's bed now, so I mean,
That's because nobody was there. Oh, I can't even remember what happened last time. It's been so long.
I'll do a
Zaya got
synopsis.
kidnapped.
Yeah, I'll do a synopsis at the beginning of the session. Don't
Oh
worry.
Wait,
yeah.
did when we fell asleep in the session end, did that count as a short or long rest?
Not for you. It'll be a
Okay.
short rest, but yeah.
Oh, a short rest?
Yeah, for you, everyone else will be
Okay.
on a long rest, assuming you guys sleep through the night. So I wouldn't change anything
Okay.
yet.
Okay. I just wanted to know because I am low on spell slots, and that is bad.
I mean, it's only bad if you're not good at beating people up with your fists like everyone else.
So a bard.
Yeah, pretty much. Learn to be a better bard. I'm gonna go check on my laundry real quick. I'll be right back. Ow! Fuck. Well, I got electrocuted, so give me a moment.
Oh, that sucks so bad. He needs to get new headphones.
No. So how have you been, Phil?
Me?
Yeah, it's gone quiet.
Oh, sorry, I was doing something. It's been alright. I could
That's
be
good.
better, but you know, that's just how life is.
Yeah.
You been alright too? Life treating you okay?
Yeah. I mean, bit of a rougher stuff earlier this week, but it's good now.
Alright, I've returned.
Welcome
Alright,
back.
we got Dolkin, Phil.
Still
Alright,
waiting for the rest of them.
we gotta wait for Cameron. Okay. We'll see if he'll join.
Should I spam him in the
Yes.
chat?
Or text him, or call him, whatever
Yeah,
works.
probably.
Oh, God. So, fun story for you guys. I think I told this in last night's video, but I assume no one that's in this one watches the Grim Legacy stuff. So, I was meeting with my mentor yesterday, and so as many people who don't know, I've been sick the last couple days with some serious mix of allergies and a sore throat, which is the best combination, let me tell you. And so I every time I've been sneezing because of the dry air, I've had a bloody nose, and so like dried blood will come out. So
Yeesh.
it gets good. So as I was heading up to go meet with my mentor, I was just doing everything I could not to sneeze on the max slide because it's an hour and a half max ride. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to sneeze because I forgot to bring any like facial tissue to wipe my nose or anything. So I was like, okay. So I'm like sitting there, clenching my nose as I'm getting up to PSU, and this gal who I have apparently in one of my classes comes up and sits next to me. And starts chatting with me, and I'm like, oh, hey, let me apologize. I'm not holding my nose for anything. It's just I'm trying not to sneeze because I've got really bad allergies. And she says okay, ignores it, and continues to talk to me. But she keeps like doing this weird like little smell test every few minutes. I'm like, did she forget what I just? Okay. So I'm thinking she forgot what I said. I was like, whatever. So I get off the max at the college, and I run into the rec center building for the gym to go use the public restroom to go blow my nose. And as I'm running in there, she walks with me. As I get ready to turn the corner, and she's like about at the other end of the hallway, it literally just I couldn't hold it back. I sneezed so badly, and a giant glob of blood comes leaking out of my nose. And the girl
Oh.
just ran, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe she didn't want to see it. Fine, doesn't bother me none. So I go blow my nose, clean up all that. So meet with my mentor, yada yada, ignored it, and then come back to get on the max, and I run into the girl again. She's just getting out of the gym, and she goes, "Oh hey, I'm happy to see you're okay." I was like, "Yeah, I just why did you think something happened?" She's like, "I thought you were dying. I'm gonna be honest." I'm like, "So you ran away and didn't call for help?" Wait. All right. Okay, I see how it
Wow.
is. So we got Max, and she's chatting with me, and we're talking, and she goes, "So, I could really use some help with my homework." I'm like, "Oh, so this is why you've been talking with me. Now I got it. Okay. All right." So yes, I got to talk to a very cute girl to only find out not only did she ditch me thinking I was dying, not calling 911 or even checking on me, but she also basically was only chatting with me to get me to help her with her homework. This is
Well,
college for old guys. Welcome. So there's my fun story for the weekend, which beats the HIV story, which was terrifying.
What? The
What?
HIV story?
So, the chick I was chatting up that canceled on me 4 times, which thank the gods she did. I think that was I was very lucky for that. We were chatting, we were video chatting, and she goes, yeah, I asked her, I was like, why'd you break up with your previous girlfriend or your previous boyfriend? And she goes, oh, because of the fact that he started to go using meth, and I didn't really want to date him, which is fair reason, if your partner starts using meth and you're not into it, fair reason to break up. And she goes, yeah, he got HIV later, but, it was long after, of course, the relationship ended. I was like, wait, didn't you just say you broke up with this guy in, like, December-ish?
Uh-oh.
I was like, have you gotten tested? She's like, yeah. I was like, I don't believe that. You answered that way too easily. Nope. So I blocked her on everything and fucking ran. I was like, I ain't chancing that. I have gotten very lucky in my life so far. I am not trying this. So yeah, that and the whole fact that, she sent a picture and, yeah, we won't go into that one. That one no one needs to know. I think I talked about last night's recording. If you want to go check out that video, feel free. You can also watch me as I down hot sauce to clear my nose.
Oh.
Yeah, I was trying anything to get my nose to be cleared overall, and so I downed half a bottle of, what is it? Habanero pepper sauce, which is nowhere near very spicy on the spectrum, but it's just got enough of a kick to cause my nose to run, and that was the idea. It's an old wife's old home remedy is to down hot sauce or spicy foods when you got a stuffed nose. So yeah, now you know. Last night was just an adventure. Is Cameron coming or what?
He said he'd be here in a minute.
Oh, god damn it. Are we going to have this talk again? I just gave this talk to Fuka. There's the joke about the Islander time. Yeah, won't go into it. Last night was just full of random humor, and it's not as entertaining when I have to say it a second time. Do you want to say something, Tolkien? Are you trying to talk, buddy?
Nope, I'm just hanging out.
Okay. You're getting ready to, basically seduce Ven's girlfriend?
Always.
It doesn't seem
Wow.
very difficult, I'm gonna be honest. The Emperor managed it. Let's see. How many other characters have so far seduced E2?
The one other changeling.
Oh yeah, the other changeling.
Oh yeah, the prince guy.
The prince. Yeah. So we're gonna have a count of 3 lovers that E2 has taken while with
No.
Ven.
Well,
E2
with
has
the party,
a type.
there's no saying what happened before she joined Rejected Potential.
Well, actually, before she joined Rejected Potential as part of Amateur Hour, she didn't get seduced by anybody. But she almost had a laser gun built and mounted on her back.
God, I wish I had that laser gun.
What? I don't remember this.
Yeah, so when you guys met Zilpip, in the bathhouse, right around when Aaron got admitted that Aaron was a girl and not a dude, E2 had commissioned a laser gun from Zilpip just to see if he could do it, and Zilpip made it, but he never got to give it to E2 because E2 took off. That was when Fel left the server for a while to take a break, and then by the time Fel came back with E2, it's like, well, that item's long gone. These guys are like, a good half year into the campaign, and that item's, been given to you. I think Aaron has it on his arm now. So yeah.
Wow.
There we go. There's Cameron. There's the very annoying
Donk.
dog. Okay, yeah, that's about accurate.
I
Oh,
said donk, not dog.
oh, well, you're
Why
just
donk?
I have no idea right now.
because he's
I'm
already
tired.
He's sorry sleeping with a dog. Um, God damn, that reminds me of the early
Vulcan
days of.
said he's gonna steal your girlfriend. Then
And as I mentioned, this isn't the first time. In fact, it's the fourth.
I will slaughter everyone.
Yeah,
wait,
yeah, okay. God, this brings
you're
back
gonna
the
need
good
to become
times.
more powerful to do that.
You know, I can
It
still
might not be
remember.
with this character, it might not be with the next, but I will slaughter everyone.
I can still remember back when Cameron was in the car and had that dog and all those jokes that came of it, and oh, how the irony is brewing now. I've just realized that. Cameron,
This long to realize
we
that
we called it early on and no one believed us. Ah, God. Alright.
Oh, the irony.
Well, since everyone's here, I'm going to start session early because I want to go to Costco later today, so I want to get going.
That's fine, but
So, last time we left off, actually, first off, welcome everyone to the official start of the Rejected Potential campaign today. I am going to make a quick announcement. This summer, we are going to be opening up a third campaign in which I'll be taking on 4 more new players. This will be to help, again, expand, not expand on the world book overall, but to better solidify some information. Because I've basically started allowing the players to shape more and more of the world, so I don't have to do as much creative writing because I'm lazy. So we will be taking on a third campaign with 4 new players. If you are watching this and have an interest in joining on, do feel free to let me know. I will be doing kind of a general screening. I'll be posting on D&D Beyond, and looking for like the best characters. Really, will be what it comes down to, with very little information on the world itself besides the videos from the YouTube series / Twitch series. So yeah, look forward to that. But if you do have an interest ahead of time, feel free to start messaging me and let me know that you have an interest, and I'll make sure to keep you on a list to ask and interview for it. Because unlike this campaign, where people like Dolkin just got, and you know, actually Dolkin's the only player I think at this point that's just joined on in years. So yeah, unlike Dolkin in this case, I will be going through a full process. Dolkin really didn't have to do much other than answer or message me saying he was interested, and I sent him a link. But for the new players, we will be changing that up. Lastly, that's actually my only main thing. I am still sick a little bit, so if I do come up, or if I don't do any of the fun voices or anything as easily, that is why. I am still like dying from allergies. I do not like windy weather. Alright. So, last time we left off with Rejected Potential, Zaya got herself kidnapped. Zaya managed to do the only thing that I didn't expect the player to do, which was actually go into a room that seemed perfectly fine and talk to an NPC. Most players are more cautious to this, but I guess this is Rejected Potential. They are still new to D&D. And I'm only giving her crap because I still find it funny on how much the other team was thinking it was impossible to actually fall for one of my traps. So, yes, I got kidnapped by the blacksmith's daughter, who turned out to be the daughter and heiress to the emperor, and seemed to actually have the Dwarf's Bane sigil she was wearing. Or at least that's what the information Zaya has gathered. Zaya would then later be pop up in at the bottom of the inn where currently Dolkin, E2, and Ven are staying. After speaking to the blacksmith and hearing a little bit more about him and his side of the story, although not really getting any information out of him that was too crucial as of right now. E2 would also sit there and wonder where New Hope was meeting up, as the group was informed that they'd be meeting up in this tavern late at night. And so far, other than the tiefling smoking, nothing has been seen or noticed that was unnatural to an inn. Dolkin would then spend the exuberant cost of 15 coppers for the night to rent a room for him and E2, who would end up deciding to lay at his bed, while Ven continued to choke on tobacco and smoke down below. So, we come back to Zaya sitting in the room below the tavern in what seems to be a magic-proofed room with a orc figure standing behind her that she has realized is either magically mind controlled or something of the sort, as he has a collar around his neck that she found did have some sort of magic going on with it. No magic seems to be able to escape the room, and Zai, you are still being held together with basic hemp rope, tied up with hemp rope. We come back only about an hour after where this last session left off. At this point, with Dolkin, E2, and Ven asleep, Dolkin and E2 up in their room, Ven continuing to sit at the bar, and Zaya, we will start with you. The room has grown darker as the candles have slowly started to flicker out. The orc has not moved a muscle, continuing to watch you intently. Your spell of, I believe you cast something to read the minds.
Yeah, I tried to read the minds, and then I think I tried to cast a spell magic on the collar, but I don't think it worked.
Yes, that is correct. It did not work after you rolled a natural 1.
2 spell slots wasted.
So yes, we come back to you. The room is starting to get darker as the candles are slowly going out. The room still smells of strong alcohol. You're not sure if this is ale or something more powerful, but it is rather potent in the room. And again, as I mentioned, the orc in leather armor who is sitting behind you has not moved and continues to stare at you intently. What would you like to do?
So, what are the walls made out of?
It looks like a mix of about 4 feet of cobblestone, and then about from there up, it looks to be mostly of a fine oak wood.
And I'm just held by rope, right?
Yeah, hemp rope is around your feet, tying them together around your hands, which are set behind you, basically bound behind you while you're sitting in this chair, and then your tail is also tied to your waist at this point, and you are tied to a chair overall.
Okay, so they took my items. They
did not take
all
your
of
items.
them? No, they didn't.
No, you still have everything on you.
Does this include... Okay, wait. So, my teleportation ring. The last time I used it, I got like a feeling, a sense that I should use it, right?
Yes, it glue last time because the ring was close by.
Is it glowing now or
You can't see it. It's behind you. And even in the dim light, the light isn't shining bright. You don't see a blue light emanating at all from behind you.
Can I sense any kind of magic emanating from it that would be like, hey, I can use this?
Give me an Arcana check. Or you can just try and... I believe the item is activated by a specific word, so you can try and activate just to see if it works.
Yeah, hang on.
Or you can roll Arcana to see if it's emanating magic. Your choice.
14.
It does have a slight magical presence to it.
Okay, well let me... Rotation ring, 3 charges, 1 charge to teleport to another player. Well, yeah, I guess I'm gonna just try to teleport out and hope for the best.
Okay.
I'm low on spell slots.
What's the magic word?
I don't know.
As she shouts out, "I don't know," suddenly Zaya finds herself sitting in the middle of a room surrounded by many a men. There are many a tieflings with cloaks over their heads, some figures that are wider than others. The room is rather well lit, but it still casts a deep enough shadow overall with how the candles are set to the back that most of the hooded figures' faces are covered up in shadow. You can't see it. You don't see a door, but you do see the fine oak wood that seem to be common of all the buildings in this area. All surrounding you, and you can still smell the strong sense of some sort of alcohol.
So, how are they reacting to me appearing?
You can't see any of their faces, but none have seemed to move as you just popped in here, besides the ones that fell back as you literally landed where they were.
Okay, what's their body language like? Do they seem aggressive, armed?
Well, from what you can tell, give me a perception check, actually.
Yep, okay. At least the orc was just standing there.
You might want to... oh, I see. Okay, I see why Cameron's in the other chat.
I got a 6. My rolls are bad.
So as you look about, it looks like most seem to have something bulging on their hips. It's pretty safe bet that those are some sort of weapons. Overall, it looks like, I said on their hip, not between their hips. Oh man, that
Yep.
Oni-chan thing's so not. This is not helping that. All right. So as you look about, yeah, most of the figures continue to seem to be very neutral. They don't seem to react in any way. But besides, like I said, the ones that fell over and seem to scrabble to their feet.
Okay, I'm going to try. I'm gonna like try to put on my best damsel in distress face and look up at the pleading and be like, can you please help me? I've been tied up. Could you please help free me?" And I'm gonna try to persuade them to cut the rope.
As you say that, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Yep. That's a 20, not natural.
Okay. One of them seems to look about. You just see the kind of cloak where the face should be, looks to the left, looks to the right, and then kind of shrugs its shoulders as this figure seems to be taller. It's at this point you also notice you're not tied up.
I'm not?
The ropes didn't teleport with you.
Oh, well, I'm gonna look down and be like, well, this is a predicament. I'm going to stand and brush myself off and just kind of clear my throat and be like, well, I guess they didn't teleport with me. May I ask and inquire where I'm at and possibly who you are?
One of the figures kind of slowly removes his hood back, and you see a very old tiefling with very long beard, that seems to kind of have be checkered between gray and white. Ooh, give me a moment. I might sneeze. If I sneeze, please, I'm gonna have to go ahead and censor that. Okay, we're good. Um, ugh, I hate that feeling when you start to feel like you're gonna sneeze. His eyes seem to be of a silver color. He's got about bluish to black hair with a deep purple skin. He looks very old and very worried. As he looks at you and just waits.
He's not responding.
Nope.
Can none of you speak?
The old, tired face looks at you, continues to look at you, and just starts to smile broadly and says, Zorilla, you are really, really bad at this, aren't you? You don't even remember your grandfather's face.
Wait, grandfather? What? Wait, I'm gonna glance around. Do I see any kind of, like, family house crest or anything on these hooded people?
You don't see any crests or anything. You assume that most of these people, since they're hiding their faces, probably don't want to identify who they are with crest marks on them. Or any sort of markings. But the man, you see in front of you looks very similar to what your grandfather is, and the same man looks very similar to the same man that you remember in a weird dream cutting your head off.
Oh. Do I see a ring on anyone's finger, a glowing ring? Because I had to have teleported here.
Give me another
to a
perception check.
ring. Okay, hopefully I do better this time. Perception. Oh no, that's a 5.
Well, you don't see anything that seems to be glowing blue in the deep candlelight.
Can I tell where I'm at? Like, what kind of room I'm in?
I mean, from what you could tell, this room looks to be what you'd expect of an inn. Lots of tables, a very simple foundation, lots of simple oak wood, and a lot of people seem to have plates and drinks about them. Coming back to we're gonna leave you for a moment. Dolkin and E2, as you head up to your room, a few minutes pass by, Dolkin, as you lay down. Continue to check your armor and weapons, making sure they're in good shape. Laying kind of on your bed, which seems to be really close to this wall, you notice your ring that Luvia gave you seems to glow blue, light blue for a little bit in it, and then suddenly goes dull after a few seconds.
That sure is interesting.
And just like that, the ring stops glowing and goes back to being that cool, that same color it was before.
Hey, E2,
Mm-hmm.
you ever see a ring glow blue?
Ooh, that seems suspicious.
Well, that seems pretty weird. Yeah, I'll worry about it some other time.
It's at the same time as you finish that sentence,
Props,
you
Butter.
hear a loud, like a loud thump, as if a body hit or something equally heavy hit the ground
Uh,
behind you, from what you can
uh-oh.
tell.
Like, behind me, is there a wall behind me?
Yes,
or
there's a
there...
wall behind you, directly behind you, as you're kind of sitting on the bed inspecting weapons and such.
This
Is
is
there-
giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Is there a... Like, what is... Do I have an idea of what is in the room behind me?
When you look down the hallway coming up here, it just looked like more rooms for the inn. Most of them
Oh.
seemed to have, some had lights on, some didn't, from what you could see from the candle. From the keyhole, glowing into the hallway.
Sounds like the neighbor's getting rowdy.
Should we go check on them? I don't know.
Hey, you know what they say? Don't rock the boat, right?
I've never heard that said before, but okay. Hey, about that ring, are you sure you want to keep it on your hand if it's acting funny?
I mean, where else am I gonna put it?
I don't know.
Nah,
What-
it's
what
fine
if
on
it-
my hand.
Chops off your finger or something.
A ring? That's absurd.
A magic ring.
It just glows blue. It's not that crazy magic.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, you can look at it.
I sniff the ring.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Oh no! Oh wait, oh god. What's my survival thingamajigger?
It
I
should be
forgot
your
to open
it
up.
should be your wisdom. Saving throw.
Survival
it's wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
I know that. It's just I can't remember what the bonus or what bonus she has.
It's her modifier.
Your survival is +2. Yeah, but she's a rogue, so you never know if she's gonna have something specific.
Expertise.
Did
yeah.
I do that right?
Let me look.
Nat 20.
Yeah. /RD. Yep, that's right. Wait. Let me check.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Wanted to make sure it wasn't 1d20 that you had to roll. Yeah, so as you smell it, it's harmless. You don't sense anything dangerous coming off of it.
Wow, rolled a nat 20 just for a harmless little ring.
See, it's fine. It's not gonna take off my finger or nothing.
Not yet.
E2, though, you do smell the, what smells like, as you smell it, besides Dolkin's own personal perfume emanating from his
He
hands,
wears
and this...
perfume? Dolkin, do you wear perfume?
That's
What
a-
brand?
It's more of a musk.
Yes. Musk Ella Blacksmith. So yeah, as you sniff at it, besides the smell of coal and a general smokiness of a smithy coming off of his hands, a slight like lavender scent seems to emanate from the ring.
Oh, that's nice. Very comforting. Wait, who gave him this ring?
Alluvia.
The
Wait,
lady
that's
from the
the
inn.
one that's your fiance.
I mean, let's
Now-
not get ahead of ourselves.
Dwarven
Oh, we're just friends.
Dwarven marriages typically work a little differently than what Elven. In fact, in Dwarven society, Dwarven males actually have to be the ones who propose, and they have to be. It's typically, or more often, the male, only due to the fact that it's the one who's at higher standards. So in this case, Dolkin, as a smith of a smaller clan, could be proposed to by a woman of a higher ranking, say in the warrior or mountain-born caste. However, if he was, if someone he had an interest in someone who was, say, a serf or below him, he would have to be the one to propose. It's always the one with the higher class showing their interest.
Oh, that's interesting.
So to Dolkin, a woman who works literally as a tavern wench proposing to him would be very foreign and unrealistic, for it to have to be the other way around, given the fact that he is still considered part of the merchant caste, which would be higher than her as a serf.
Have we slept yet?
No, you have not.
Oh,
do you
we
mean
should
slept?
probably
Spotter.
do that.
Do you mean
Joking.
do
Not
you mean
smoke.
like sleep with Dolkin or like slept in general? I mean, I want to clarify here.
No, just taking a rest.
Oh, okay. Good. That's the phrasing we want to use. No, you have not.
Oh, well, I want to do that.
Okay. As you curl up at the foot of Dolkin's bed, as he continues to kind of work a whetstone across his weapons of mass destruction. I don't
And
want
then
to
I
go.
go touch up the weapon I actually use in combat.
God damn it. Poor E2, being already buzzed. Alright, E2 kind of curls up at your feet, Dolkin, not really making much more noise, and kind of starts, you hear her lightly snore. And Dolkin, did you want to do anything before you start to nod off?
No. I make sure E2 has a blanket, and then I will also go to sleep.
Aw, a little puppy.
I mean, you're a border collie, so you're technically about half Dolkin's height.
Every dog is a puppy to me.
You're still half of Dolkin's height.
He's
Alright.
short.
He's a dwarf. Coming back, then, as you continue to hang out in the bar, where the smoke is getting thicker, the drinks are getting heavier, and people are getting rowdier, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna head upstairs and hope it's less smoky.
Heading upstairs, you come to a long hallway that you can see about 4 doors.
Do I have any inkling of where?
Nope. You see there are about 3 of those doors have lights coming through the keyholes. There is no light going down the hallway. It's just bright enough for you to see make out the doors themselves, though.
Well, it's been a little bit, and I didn't get any response from her last time, but I can try this again. Actually, can I try this again? No, actually, I can't. I haven't had a rest. Great! I'm gonna sit in the hallway and take a 4-hour rest.
You can sit in the hallway.
Well-
Can't
no
you
one
get a
taught me.
room?
I'm broke. I'm saving my gold for other things. Never.
Alright,
You
as
can,
Gold
you can
and you're
share a
not
bed with
broke.
us.
he doesn't know where you guys are.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did drag me along. You left me behind.
Alright, as you guys start to pass out, or as Ven lays down, or sits
sit
down,
meditative.
and starts to close his eyes, trying to meditate, but given his old age, he actually starts to snore. Given the fact that this is a very old elf, we come back to Zaya, who is now still in a room surrounded by many cloaked figures, one who seems to be calling her by a name that she is not remembering.
Wait, not remembering.
Zaliki is not your name.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Were my memories messed with?
Think. I'm joking with you. I was saying if you're paying attention.
Okay. Yeah. No. I was like, wait a second.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so he's claiming to be my grandfather, right?
Yes, and he looks very familiar. Although,
Does he look like the man the Rakshasa took the form of when I was kidnapped and Dulkin tried to save me that one time?
well, since you were passed out when you found out it was a Rakshasa, he does.
Oh. I want. Okay. You said there was a door. Are there windows in this room?
You cannot see in windows.
Is there? There's just candlelight. Okay. How far is the door from me?
About 6 bodies deep away.
6 bodies deep away. Okay. Sure. Okay. Can I do an Arcana check on my quote unquote grandfather?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's in that one. 4 in total. So.
Okay. All right. So his magic does come off as different from yours. His is from what you can tell, his is divine, not natural like yours, or more chaotic as it would be. You do sense that his divine magic seems very off, but you recognize this as probably due to the recent changes in how the magic has been erupting in the world. Ever
Did I
since,
remember my
yes.
grandfather being a paladin or cleric?
You never actually got to really hang out with your grandfather much. You weren't really designated as the heir. That was Tikva. So you're not as familiar with him. You can
Yeah.
give me a history check to see if you can remember anything to the key.
History check. Maybe I'll finally get a good roll. Yeah, that's a 19. Read
You
your books, kids.
remember your mother telling you something along the lines of that your grandfather did serve the church for many years, and that he was well known for trying to spread the word of the risen.
Arisen. Oh,
Yes.
does that? Okay. So, All right. I guess I'm gonna just kind of.
That'd be Calfell the Risen, by the way, for those wondering, which is
Yeah.
the
No.
main god of the tieflings.
All right. I'm gonna look at him and just kind of have my hand ready for my corporeal rapier, and be like, "What are you doing here, then, grandfather? What is this meeting?"
He smiles and kind of waves his hand as everyone starts to take their hoods off, one by one. The first person you recognize is a very similar tiefling to yourself. She's very young looking, very well attractive, and seems to have a bright smile about her. Before you sits Tikva, and it's at this point you also notice that she is one of the ones that has a small ring that looks similar to yours but doesn't seem to be glowing. Another figure that pops up is a dwarven fellow who's, rather hefty. He looks somewhat familiar. He seems to kind of stand next to Bletton, Lord Bletton, your grandfather. Kind of joking around with the man for a little bit, kind of smiling at this whole thing. You recognize him as the man you saw at the bar or at the tavern back in the human lands. This is Greldrim Helmshaper.
Wait.
The man who is,
Shaper.
yes, the second to your grandfather. Lastly, a man with small white horns looks to you and immediately puts out his hand. You recognize this man immediately as Asir.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Ah! Wait. So there's two. Wait. Okay. Hang on.
The other figures that you don't recognize whatsoever, but they're all wearing a very similar symbol of the New Hope.
How close is Asir and Tikva to each other?
They're standing beside each other.
Okay, I'm going to clasp Asir's hand and also like hug Tikva with my other arm. And I think Zaya's gonna like, her eyes are gonna get teary. Might be fine. She's gonna be teary. She's like, Asir, Tikva, Tikva, you're alive. Asir, where, you're still. I heard about the. And she's like babbling, like she doesn't know how to react to this all.
And both seem to hug you back. Asir kind of a little bit more taken aback by you just jumping on him. Your grandfather kind of starts to cough slightly and goes,
No, grandfather, I'm having a moment.
Yes, well, if you wouldn't mind, we have much to discuss. And your friends in the room next door, could really. He looks out, looks at the door as a loud snoring sound is heard. Someone go and shoot that damn dog. And then goes back and looks at you and says, "Yes, we have much to discuss. Also, what is this about being tied up by rope?"
There was the okay, hang on. What's the name of the? I forgot how to pronounce it. The name of the emperor.
His name? You never got his name.
Did I get the daughter's name?
Nope. You got the fact that she was of House Dwarfsbane and that the Emperor was of House Golm Dor Blug.
There was we thought it was a blacksmith. I was with my party, and we said we'd agreed to get his daughter. He turned about to be the old emperor and the woman who I thought was simply a merchant's wife turned out to be the emperor's daughter, part of Dwarvesbane. I got kidnapped. She kidnapped me, and she said she'd go for my group. I was tied up, but Tikva, I guess it's a good thing you were so close. I used a ring. How
She
are you alive?
she looks at you and says, "Wait, my ring didn't glow though."
What do you mean your ring didn't go?
That
That's how
exactly.
I teleported.
That wasn't my ring.
Then whose
I
ring?
couldn't tell you, but I'm the only one with a ring in here of that, and it wasn't mine.
That's well, at least I'm here. But
It,
anyway, she wanted to assassinate me, grandfather. I guess she says our families caused some issues, gotten in the way of things.
your grandfather
I'm
kind of
supposed
puts
to.
his hands up to his forehead and starts to rub his temples and goes, "Yes, yes, we've caught me and your great uncle have caused some problems. Poor man's dead 'cause of it, but
What did she mean about our family causing all of this?
well, to be fair, it wasn't our family. It was myself and my brother. We long story short, our house was meant to rule as the emperors. After the great wars with the Tabaxi, we were set to take the throne, and we didn't. There's reasons for it, but it was because of that we came up with a plan. With how the colonies were treated, with how everything was going, we decided instead to focus on, how should I put it, reinventing the country. We were tired of seeing so many suffering under the rule of the other houses, the other clans, if you will. So me and him created this organization. We did this because of the fact that we weren't. He pauses for a second, almost kind of contemplating the words. The current emperor at my time, the father of the current emperor, was a terrible tyrant. He had no problem taking what he wanted. He took your grandmother from me, in fact. And when she refused him, he cut her head off. I haven't forgiven the man for it, and I never will. So, we founded this organization in the hopes to better set up the future for the next generation, with a leader who would lead and be elected by the common people. The nobles would still retain their titles and their lands. However, they would pay their workers and work almost as if a merchant class. The problem is I needed allies, and I called upon allies when the Great Shaking commenced. This was in hopes to better set ourselves up. These allies were from a place you would know, and under the name that I took, of Abaddon. Abaddon is actually a realm of what you would call pure intelligence, where it is shaped by those with the greatest magical ability. Well, with that, it didn't go so well. He just kind of stops and stares down at one of the candles sitting on the table.
Abaddon. So you're the leader of New Hopes.
Well,
I guess
not originally. That
she
would be
was.
your great uncle, but yes, I am now.
So she wasn't lying when she said you were. She's after you, you know. She interrogated me, but I guess it's good. I'm not high enough ranking to know anything that useful.
Yes, and that might be for the benefit. You didn't even know why our family split apart. Anyways, it is because of this that I am here. And I am, after being betrayed by our allies, we decided to retreat with as many of the common people as we could, saving those we could, back to the colonies. Now we're planning to retake the mainland. The only issues is that we need to retake a key artifact that will allow us to, how do I say, allow us to legitimize the rule. And
What
that
is it?
is simply, hey guys, starts to cough for a second. The crown of the last flame, and well, a benefit to that is also here. Our friend here, give me a moment. I just gotta find the name. Greldrim is also looking for an artifact that's supposed to be beside it that will help us with assuring that the old nobles will also join us, and that is the ancient Anemia stone. With the stone and the crown, we will have a full legitimized rule over the throne of the Tiefling lands, and we'll be able to reassert new rule and new law that the common folk will be equal, if you will, with even those of the highest nobility. That is why we're gathering here, as we plan to move our invasion. We plan to kick the Rakshasa out, destroy those portals that were managed, and retake our homeland. First starting, of course, with our noble house and our mansion back in the northern portion of the country, where we will launch all of our full attacks on the rest of the nation. You couldn't have showed up at a better timing. In fact, I've heard tales that you were at the battle for Dragon's Gate,
Yes.
and I've heard tales that you lot did very well while there, and actually gained awards and positions.
Well, we ran into someone I'd say is very important. Someone who told me to come here, in fact. Although I didn't realize you guys would be here. She glances at like Tikva and Seer. I was just told I needed to help the Tiefling lands, my homelands. I
Well,
wonder if he knew.
this is the only way I can think to help. We're gonna retake it. I'll give give as much land back to the common folk to build a better nation. And in that, I would like to ask if you, along with your group, as he kind of smacks on the wall behind him, Dolkin and E2, suddenly you're awoken by a loud smashing on the wall right behind you.
I bet they're having a lot of fun.
E2 continues to ignore and snores while laying under the blanket. He goes, you lot will be joining our little invasion group and helping us retake not only the mansion of House Silversong, Silversong, but also to move south and take back the palace and gain these items. He kind of looks towards the door and kind of stands up and starts to walk towards it. It just says, one moment. As he opens it, he picks up something out of his pocket and just chucks it at Ven. Ven, since you're sleeping, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
He slouches over and avoids it.
Old man kung fu. I think Ven's rolling. Maybe. Contemplating it.
I am. Give me a second.
No, I refuse. You must have your answer right now.
One Mississippi.
It's a saving throw, right? At this.
Yeah, correct.
Avoid getting your skull caved in.
Okay, that's a dex 17 total.
As Ven manages to duck his head down while not even waking up, as a small rock seems to collide down the stairs. As he
Grumbles in Elvish.
the old man closes the door back and looks to you and says, "So, my little Zaliki, are you planning to do or join us, or will you be refusing?"
Of course I'll join. I mean, there's not many options if I want to refuse, but of course, this is the way to save things to make things right, correct?
Right is a general view, as I would put it, but yes, that will be the idea.
I can't guarantee my party will agree, but I will agree.
Well,
Definitely.
allow me to gather them as he stands up and walks over to the other room, basically opening the door, no issue. Dolkin, you just suddenly see this tall tiefling figure standing in the doorway, looking
Hey,
identical to
room's
the
taken, man.
looking identical to the one that you smashed or tried to smash back in the human lands.
Smash.
I'm still half asleep, so I'm just like, the room's taken. Eyes still closed.
Yeah, and your uncle is sitting in the room next door. Would you like to speak with him, or shall I tell him you're busy?
I'm nowhere close to my uncle. He's not here.
And you hear it from the background. Oi, boy, get your ass in here.
Oh, fuck me. I'm getting up.
Out,
E2, we got business.
out comes this massive dwarf who, even by Dulcan standards, is probably the fattest and heaviest dwarf that you've ever seen that still looked like he was in good shape, besides 10x.
Who the fuck is yelling? People are trying to sleep.
We
Man.
have important stuff to do, guys.
Man in the hallway just snaps up. People keep yelling, someone throws a rock. God damn it, I'm trying to sleep.
Oh man. Alright, so yes, as
Wait,
you look
Munson,
up,
is that you?
yeah, Ven, as you look up, you recognize Blunton the Burned, as you see the massive burn mark suddenly that's on his face, clear as day, from his younger days.
Hey, last I saw you, that you were actually not you. They said they ate you. This is great.
Oh, God, I can't believe you're still alive. I'm gonna be honest.
Sadly, yes.
I figured by now you would have died years ago, but
I have died multiple times. You can't get rid of me that easily.
ain't that the truth? I remember the Great Crusades. That was rough. Ugh. I still can't believe you managed to shoot an arrow through the back of a dragonborn into another one's ass. That was terrifying. And
Eh,
perverted to no other. Just talk about torture. Poor man.
hey. It was through the back of a female into another female.
Yeah,
Leave it.
that's what they say. And now I hear you're screwing dogs. I really never thought you'd drop that low.
Not dogs.
Uh-huh. Alright. He looks to E2.
I go pick up it too.
Zaya, as you look at Tikva and ask how she's managed to survive the assassination and where she's been this whole time, she looks at you and just kind of smiles for a second, and almost as if she's hesitant to speak, she starts to explain that she remembers coming to suddenly in your guys' grandfather's mansion. God, looking for the word here. The estate, the Silversong estate, awakening with men or a bunch of cloaked figures around her, and Blenton basically explaining to her that he had to resurrect her, using a lot of blood magic to do so.
Oh, so they did kill you, technically.
And as Blenton comes back in, he goes, "Yes, they killed her, but I resurrected her, and I made sure she survived. She is technically alive. And yes, blood magic. It is a useful tool when practicing. It cost many lives, but I needed my heir. And yes, I know.
mean,
And as far as your brother goes, I've heard he's still out crusading in Dragon's Gate.
Alive?
Supposedly,
got
he's
shot down.
he's serving under Greg the Bloody.
Greg.
Yeah,
oh,
last of the reports told us. Anyways, now that I have you all in this room, as he kind of ushers, pushing Dulcan and Ven into the room,
I'm carrying it too because
he's overprotective and losing his girlfriend left and right. He looks at you lot and says, "So, as I was explaining to my granddaughter here, we have a mission to retake the Tiefling lands. It'll pay well. In exchange for doing this, I will offer whatever services I can. And you'll have gained a strong ally in a democratic republic of the Tiefling lands. However, in exchange, I need you lot to join us in the manse back on the Silversong Estates, to which we will put our plan into action to launch a final assault against the capital and reclaim the crown of the last flame, as well as, pardon me, the ancient Anemia stone. And
Okay, those old relics. God, it's been years since I held.
and as he says this, Graldrum kind of nudges you, Dolk, and he goes, that's the giant soulstone I mentioned that I was looking for. The one I was planning to craft armor for your aunt. You know how picky she is about her shiny shit.
That's true. She is pretty picky about that.
I tell you, the woman cost me a fortune. I even made her a crown, but no, now I gotta go find an ancient stone.
Real quick, DM question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was talking with Olgum, he told me to talk to Gromel. Is that the same person as this? And I just wrote it down different, or is that the same person? This person now?
That is a different person.
Okay, just
You actually know that as one of your great ancestors' names. It's a very
Right.
common name in your family's house.
You have to tell your ancestor he's a worthless piece of shit. Wow. You know what? Being the ancestor that gets told that a lot, I cannot say he'll be impressed.
Yeah, Dolkin, so you reckon Gromel Helmshaper is known as the Wasting Smith. He died supposedly about 2 generations back.
Okay.
So, all right. So yes, as the old man seems to speak with you lot. Suddenly, you do notice that the magic or some sort of spell seems to almost spark out as this blue light seems to illuminate off of his face, and a nasty burn is completely clearly seen. The only person before being able to have seen it was Ven. And now the nickname The Burned becomes very prevalent and obvious on why that name came to be.
Okay, we'll help you. I have no problem helping an old friend. It's just the fact that, for the life of me, we have missions given to us by the founder of Dragon's Gate.
And that bothers me. Why?
Well, no, it doesn't bother you. It should actually have joy to you, old friend,
Ah,
for a reason.
Wait,
We're gonna need
grandfather,
allies for a coming war.
Mm.
Ven's looking for what was it, Ven?
A
Burning
burning tree that has burning fruit that kills all who comes near it.
Would you know that?
Immortality has its boons.
You're speaking of the one that the Spider Queen covets and holds in her personal quarters. At least that's what the legend says.
Yep. This is gonna be fun.
Sounds like a good time for you. Now, Zaya, since technically Tikva cannot produce an heir now due to the lacking of, he continues, ignoring Ven, the lacking of issues with the resurrection spell, I require that you not only serve the House of Silversong once more, but are reinstated as a member of House Silversong. You will become my heir after this. And once you are done with your adventures, of course, I won't hold you to the lands, just as I did not wish to be held to my lands when I was your age, as your compatriot here can attest to as he kind of nudges towards Ven.
Yeah, you got in more trouble than I did, actually, with the ladies.
We're not going into those stories.
I'll tell them all to her.
He continues, I request that you renounce your name of Ravensong once your business is done and retake your place as the heiress to the House of Silversong.
I'm not sure I'm made to be an heir, grandfather. I could barely be a leader.
Neither was I when I believed that my brother was supposed to be the leader, and when he died, I never expected the position to be passed on to me. It was supposed to go down to your cousin here, Tikva, but she has now passed away. And Zaris, from what I understand, is in a similar situation of resurrection.
Look, you're the bronze medal. You got something going for you.
Thanks, Ven. I'm gonna just sigh. I will I will see and think on this offer. I'm not. I have no problem joining the house again, but again, I'm not certain I am heir material.
Well, I can already see that you've proposed to your friend here as he pats Dolkin on the back.
No,
Fine
that was
match.
Elf.
Wait, no, Dolkin was proposed to by the elf lady, Alluvia, who I. Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
spent
get
that
into that,
passionate night with
grandfather.
the goat.
He,
What do you mean?
he looks at
He's
you and
had
says,
that.
he's a fine match, though. I mean, sturdy, but, and hefty, and he's got some magic to him.
Y'all are using some very strong words here.
Why would that
My
ring be
apologies,
my
I forgot
grandfather?
I forgot you helm shapers don't like being called hefty. As he pats Dolkin on the back. It's
Why
nothing
would
to be
that
ashamed
ring
of.
be mine, grandfather? I have
Well,
but one ring, and it is the teleportation ring
this is your
me and my
grandmother's
brother
ring.
shared. No, that. Wait, how would he have? That elvish woman gave it to him. How did she have it?
Oh no. Did she have long blonde hair, brown eyes,
Yes.
freckled,
Yes.
green dress,
Yes.
really nice figure?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Ven, do you remember at the end of the war, the tavern wench that I told you robbed me?
Yeah, I do. A few times. How many times did that actually?
I wondered where my wife's ring went.
She stole your wife's ring and gave it to Dolkin to marry her? Dolkin, you really need to think
Do you-
about this woman.
Well, hold
Do
on,
you-
hold on, hold on, hold on,
You
hold on.
want the
She
ring
was
back?
not that
I
old.
mean,
She was not that old. Trust me on that.
Maybe it's passed down. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Your grandmother's dead. She's been dead for years. At this point, the ring doesn't bring anything but sorrowful memories of both
Yeah,
infidelity and remembering the incident with the sheep and the tiny gnome. Oh, never again.
huh. Well, apparently that that elf's descendants also like using animals. Ask your granddaughter here.
Then I would appreciate that we focus on our goal here, which is taking back the
I heard
mainland
a goat
and
the night that she went
business.
into that room with her.
It
Wait,
wasn't the sheep.
wait, my granddaughter was violated by a sheep?
No,
It
a
wasn't
goat.
a sheep. The
Willingly.
goat and gnome I was not involved with. It was the elvish woman.
You
were
slept.
so drunk you don't know what you were involved
You
with.
slept with a. Oh, I'm going to kill. He
This
looks
proves
to
my
Dolkin
point.
and starts to hand him a couple gold pieces. Dolkin, the next time you see this woman, I want her interrogated, and I want you to find out everything about that night.
This proves the point that I'm not air material. I was given a bad drink and convinced to go into the room. Anyway,
Not only that, you've already had a kid.
then this is besides
You have a child.
there was
Yeah,
an incident
yeah,
in
a
a
wizard
hotel.
known as
Then
the
I would
tiniest
like to talk to
dragon
my
took it.
grandfather. There was an
And-
incident.
Mind you, this happened before I started traveling with them. But I heard about it from the other soul.
There was a magical time traveling
Apparently it was a-
hotel, and there was a
Poor you
tiefling
two.
man who worked his magic, and apparently I became a child, but I didn't know. The gnome only told me he took the child from me. I never experienced any symptoms, or any proof that the child lived, or anything like that, which is why I didn't bring it
Ziltip
up then.
Zilpip is an asshole, but he wouldn't kill a child.
Zilpip could be a liar, though. You do realize.
If he lied, gnomes don't lie, lass. Gnomes can't lie to
Gnomes aren't
save their
supposed to be
lives.
murderous psychopaths either, but
He's not a psychopath. He's the smallest dragon. He's an idiot, but that's beside the point entirely.
that's
Oh my god. Please, Dolkin, you seem like the sensible one. Tell me what the hell's going on.
He joined us
Well-
after all this. He has no fucking clue.
Ben's running his mouth again. That's the issue.
I
where do you want me to start?
I believe I was speaking to the dwarven fellow here. And why is the
Well-
elf carrying a dog?
This
Huh?
is my next wife. I'm going to be honest.
You're marrying.
Don't trust him.
This is the third animal in 100 years. Did we not speak about the cow? Then it was the pig. Then there was something
This
about
is-
porcupine. I don't know how
this
that
isn't-
worked.
This isn't a dog. This is a changeling.
I would have rather it been a dog. Okay, dwarf, please speak.
Where do you want me to start?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. At this point, are you guys gonna take on this and help us, or are you
Yeah,
just
hold
I
on,
gonna
yeah.
leave?
agreed.
Yeah, I'll probably help out.
Cool. Have fun. Thank you. And he just kind of shoos you lot out of the room.
Wait, I wanted to talk to
No,
Bear
no,
first.
I've had enough for the night. My old best friend is marrying a dog. You have a hefty dwarf that you're not marrying that's wearing your grandmother's ring, which basically tells me you're getting married at some point.
That's not. 'Cause
You
I
slept
never
with a
had that
sheep,
ring. I wasn't. It was
and there's
girl,
a
and I
talking
didn't sleep
dog.
with
All
her.
right, no, I'm out as he shoves you lot and starts to move you all out.
Sigma, we'll talk tomorrow.
She just kind of nods
Sigma's
silently.
blushing.
I'm
Uh,
gonna
Sigma's
glare at
blushing
Ven
fish.
and be like, Ven, I really wish you were born mute. That was a
If I
family
would've been-
meeting.
Trust me.
You.
Trust me. Trust me. He has a sense of pride in this.
Itu, how are you in love with this man? He has no sense of when it's a good time to speak. No class. That was an important meeting, and you had to go running your mouth about things that don't make a difference anymore.
No, I don't know.
I
I think
feel
he's
the need.
endearing.
Do you, Itu? I forgot you've hit in your head before. Sven, do you not realize that is your only goal just to bring up things about me in front of others?
In that situation, yes.
I had not only your dear
as
friend there, but my cousin and my grandfather, and who knows how many other important people in that room.
as you two are arguing out in the hallway,
My
Dolkin.
hands are at his throat, by the way. I'm like shaking him by the collar.
Hey!
I wish
I'm
I
holding
could.
it too.
That doesn't stop me.
Dolkin, as you just see, Dolkin goes to lay down on the bed, starts to snore. Then, as you guys continue to argue, he gets up, walks over the door, shuts it. You can hear a lock turn, and goes back and lays in the bed.
I guess I gotta buy a room.
All right, so as you lot are left standing out
walk-
there, Dolkin, go ahead and sleep, and the rest of the party, yeah, you two, Ven and Zaya, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go
Ven?
down and rent. I'm gonna go down and rent a room. How much is that gonna cost me?
The man looks at
I
you.
need to figure out
It says,
how to curse people.
2 silvers, please.
I just hand him a gold and say keep the change.
Aye, all right, and he hands you the ring, hands you a key to room 4.
I go up and I take Kiryu-2 into the room.
All right, as you walk in, it is a very simple room with a hay bed, a one chest at the end of it to put your stuff in, and locks behind you.
I lock it behind me, leaving Zaya in the hall alone.
I will curse you in the future.
So Zaya,
Go
Go
for it,
down.
I've been cursed enough.
what would you like to do?
I guess since I've been kicked out and embarrassed in front of people I hold dear and definitely didn't want to be embarrassed in front of, I'll just go downstairs, order a wine, just a simple wine, and then a room, and be done for the night. And I'll drink in my room.
The
and
man
just
looks at you.
regret.
The barkeep looks at you and says, 10 coppers, please, for the room, and 2 coppers for the beer.
Of course. And I hand him the money, and I'll take my beer to the room.
All right, he hands you the key to room 3. As you walk up, same thing, nice simple room with a hay bed. As you lay down, you find a little table to set your beer on, and pass out. Everyone, go ahead and get a long rest. E2, is there something you wanted to do for the night?
No?
Besides,
good.
cut Ven's throat in the night?
No.
No? Okay,
I
well,
would never.
I wish.
I mean, it sounded like you were upgrading to Dolkin, so...
No, I don't want to pay for a room. I'm a dog. I can curl up at the foot of
Oh, so you're with
people's
Ven for the
beds.
money.
Ven, she's the gold digger, man.
I'm not.
Chased after the Emperor when
Why-
she saw his gold armor.
Maybe a little.
I know, it's who's a gold digger. I'm okay with it right now.
Yeah,
Not right now.
E2, you do start to notice his coin pouch is getting smaller and smaller.
Oh.
Alright. As the night goes on, everyone gets a long rest to chill out.
Yay.
The morning
Spell
comes.
slots.
Some sort of crow slash chicken seems to caw in the background as you lot wake up and the smell of sausages cooking
Shut
down
that
below.
cock up!
Ven takes 4 points of psychic damage as the thing annoys him so much. And yes, as you lot wake up, coming down for breakfast, the tavern is pretty much empty.
DM,
Yes.
I'd like to say I take off my necklace and I store it safely in my bag.
Before you leave the room?
Before I leave the room, and I also took care to look presentable today, so I didn't look like a hot mess like I did last night.
Presentable. How presentable can you be? You screwed a goat.
I didn't. Ven,
Says-
you've screwed 20.
True, but
Okay,
it's like.
yeah. So I take
but
it off before I leave the room, and I come downstairs and I turn in the beer glass that I drank last night, and I just get breakfast. And I sit in a table away from the others.
Oh, okay. So you don't want
At some
something in
point-
party.
Ben specifically.
At some point during breakfast, I go over to Zayat and be like, "Do you want this ring back? It seems to be from your family."
If you would give it back, I will find some use for it. But I just don't want anyone thinking we're engaged because we're not.
I'd
But
suggest
you
taking
might
it
want
off,
to
lad.
speak to Alluvia about that because if you take it off, she might get offended because I'm pretty sure that was her proposal. Maybe
That's
keep
true.
it and speak to her about it and see what she says.
You know what, that's
Or at
fair.
least
I'll
just hide it. Hide
in the
it
meantime,
in your bag somewhere.
I'll wear a glove. I'll put on, my smithing gloves or something. Just wear gloves.
As
so it's
you
covered up.
Thank you.
As you
for
put on your
asking, though.
smithing glove, it tears and the ring's still very clearly seeing.
That's unfortunate.
Just don't wear it on your ring finger. Wear it on a different finger.
It doesn't. I'll just put
should
it in my
be your
pocket.
pinky or
As
your
you try to
pointer.
take it off, it does not come off.
Yes, you should probably
It's
speak
cursed.
to the elvish woman about it.
You know what? It was glowing blue last night. I'm sure this is all just
Wait a
a
second.
weird
Wait.
thing.
Glowing blue. I'm gonna look at my ring right now. DM, is it glowing blue?
It has a slight bluish tint.
I'm gonna hold my ring up to Dulkin's ring.
Nothing happens.
Wonder Twin Powers, activate!
That's odd. Did you hear a noise when it glowed blue?
Well, I think it
Like
was just kind of. It was. It's probably just coincidence, but yeah, it was glowing blue, and there was a thump next door. Actually, in the room you were in.
Oh my. Oh, Dulkin. I'm not going to say anything. Perhaps it is best you keep the ring, though. Just not that you could take it off, but just next time you hear a thump, please go investigate, because it could have been a bad situation, and a certain someone could have been killed. Just saying. And I'm gonna smile. Just saying.
All right. Hey, so E2 is kind of worried that this ring might take off my finger. It's not gonna do that, right?
As far as I'm aware, no, but I don't know why it's not coming off your finger. Perhaps cutting
Maybe
it off
you
would
need
solve
some
the
butter.
problem, though.
Try
know.
rubbing it on the butter. Or the lard from breakfast.
Yeah.
Where were you, E2? Speaking of, where were you? I tried to. Maybe it was her magic blocking powers, but when I tried to message you about that woman, you didn't respond, and I definitely didn't see you come into aid. Did you not hear us arguing? Did you not hear the scuffle?
And I just
Nothing?
heard. No, I just heard you guys chatting, but it was for like a
course.
really long time, and then I got
Illusion.
nervous, so I went
You
to
didn't
go
think
get
it was
Ben.
suspicious that a strange woman was talking to me for long. Did you hear specifically what she was saying? Did it maybe repeat?
It was really quiet.
Of course. Well, just so you know, that was illusionary magic. So, I guess lesson learned. Don't rely on what you hear. Perhaps next time, just a request, you could come in and check on me. I guess next time I just won't enter houses.
That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't have even entered in the first place. I would have asked to talk outside.
I didn't realize she'd have a vendetta against me and my entire bloodline.
And we went back to that house and checked it. You weren't there.
Yes, when I was already kidnapped.
There were no clues. tried. We did our best to help you.
I find that somehow
Oh,
doubtful.
Ben sticking up for me.
I'm just gonna sigh and just try to. I'm gonna scoot away from them too and just go back to eating my breakfast.
All right.
Someone's angry.
I always get kidnapped and no
hangry.
one tries their best to help me and no one
What are we
cares.
supposed to do? Put a tracking beacon on you?
I didn't say that out loud. That's me as a player being exasperated. Zaya's just eating.
Okay. So as you guys are arguing about, as the morning goes on, more patrons continue to walk in. The inn gets pretty busy after a few minutes. Overall, though, it seems to be a very nice and beautiful day outside.
Can I, DM? Can I? I want to pull out. Well, I want to probably leave the bar first, but I want to just pull out my viola and try to see how well I can play, because it's been a while since I've actually played anything.
Okay.
I want to see if my skills are rusty as a bard.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Oh yay! Maybe
They're
I'll
so
actually
rusty,
do
the strings
something
snap.
good. Oh, 17.
All right. As you pull it out and start playing, the patrons start to watch and listen to the soothing music. Some tossing a few coins your way. And overall, it seems to be the crowd seems to enjoy it. After a few minutes, you do notice that the woman who had kidnapped you earlier is sitting at the tavern or at the inn's bar and is watching you
Oh god.
and your party.
Who is all still? Okay, hang on. How far away is my party?
They're about a
Ghost, I
table
imagine?
over. I mean, Dulkin's now sitting at the same table with you after you basically tried to avoid him.
Dulkin, I'm gonna cast message on Dulkin, and I'm gonna whisper to him, that lady over there watching us, don't look.
I
She's
look.
over there a few tables.
As
She
you
is the
look
woman who
her in the eyes,
kidnapped me.
Dulkin, you see her eyes are inflamed with brightly red. She looks angry.
She's the one who kidnapped me, and she's probably going to try to kill us, so perhaps we should find my grandfather and the others and leave. And I'll finish my song, and then I'll calmly put away my viol. Well, oh, keep a lookout for an orc, by the way. She mind controls him, I think.
All right. I'll keep an eye peeled.
Do I know where my grandfather Tikva might be?
Nope. You never got that answer. Yes, Dulkin.
During this morning opening, can I try to do my Blessing of the Forge thing?
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna paste it in here. This is what it is. It's from my cleric abilities. So I don't know if it would still work. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it seems to work in the morning. For some reason. You feel imbued. You do feel a little bit of the magic. It's just not nearly as strong as it was.
All right, but it still does.
Yeah, you get all your
yeah,
bonuses.
Did I attune to my rapier, by the way?
You did not say anything on the night, so no, you have not.
Gosh darn it.
It only takes an hour technically to attune to something, so if we...
Well, I was
around
asleep
for an
within
hour.
the thing, but...
You
the
never
cage.
stayed it while you were in there. As you guys are hanging out, Zaya, you earn about 3 silvers by the end of the performance.
Okay.
Ven
I just
continues
wanted
to
to play.
chew on his pork sausage and biscuit, which half the biscuit ends up on top of E2's head as he continues to chew. Yeah. As the morning goes on, what's the plan here? What are you guys gonna do?
I want to find my grandfather and cousin and not die or be kidnapped again.
So,
good luck.
okay, so
Impossible.
now the question is, how are you planning to do this?
Okay, I'm gonna ask Dulkin, when you guys left your room, did you hear or see anything from the room they met in?
Like outside in the
Like-
hallway?
Yeah, did it seem like anyone was still there or no?
I don't think
I
so.
slept in the hallway for a little while.
Oh,
Did you?
Ben, why'd you do that?
Okay. How
Y'all
can
left me
I?
downstairs.
I want to. Okay, I'm gonna lean over to Dulkin. I'm going to try to head outside the tavern and see if maybe I can see any of them walking around town. Could perhaps you or someone, preferably not it, to be there to back me up in case I get kidnapped again?
Not me. Are you?
We all
I'm
should
talking
be
to
as a group.
Dulkin. You
angry
don't hear
treatment?
this.
Ugh.
Sure. How about I head out first, and I'll make it look like I'm just gonna head to the forge for a little bit, and then I'll just meet you outside.
Yep, I'll act like I'm just going around town to shop, or actually, it wouldn't be bad to pick up some fish from market.
Okay, Dilkin, how are you
Yeah,
gonna head out, making it look like you're going to the forge?
I'm gonna like
start whistling a blacksmith
out
tune.
of my bags, pull out like my forge tools, and just like get them handy in my hands, and
Okay.
like making sure I have everything. It's like, okay, I got the hammer, I got all the stuff.
Okay, so as you inspect your stuff, you realize you're missing your smallest hammer, but you're not sure when that happened to vanish. Heading out the door with all your stuff all counted up and checked, walking out, no one seems to follow or pay any attention to you.
And then
Alright,
while I'm
I'll wait.
waiting for Zaya to come out, I'm gonna try to do a mending on my gloves I just ripped.
Okay, as you do so, it seems to mend all the way up to where the ring is, and still the tear does not mend at the ring.
It mends around it, making it fit perfect.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll wait a few minutes, finish my breakfast, go up, turn in the dishes, pay for it, and then I want to take out my I'll take out my loot instead of my veal, and I'll head out to town like I'm making to market, to shop and to perform.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep like a side eye peripheral on like behind me and stuff like that. Just stay on high alert. Although I'll act like just a casual outing.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
As
Not
you
really.
as you head out, you see Dolkin waiting outside for you, and no one seems to be following you. E2 and Ven, what's your plan here? You've just seen
Ven
Dolkin
needs
head out.
cash.
You just saw Dolkin head out with his smithing tools, and you just saw Zaya head out with her loot.
Totally casual.
Doot magic loot. I'm gonna go pay for the meal that the two and I just had, I guess.
The guy looks at you and says, 10 silver.
I hand him 1 gold, because I know that's equivalent.
And he nods and pockets it.
I hand over the dishes and get a 2 and think, okay, now I'm down to 13 gold. I need to get cash now.
We need to go look for a job.
Yeah, in this town, I think the only one that we're gonna
This
find is
economy.
fishing.
Why not?
One, I do okay on boats. I don't do well trying to catch fish. They don't like me.
Maybe I can help you.
I mean, I once heard a tale of a short man that could fish, and he always screamed, "I'm 3 ounces of whoop ass." So maybe we can be like him.
Well, let's try. You need cash anyways. We can go look around.
Let's go look around. Let's see what we can do. Plus, we might be able to hear anything about the demon that we have to go slay to pay for Dolkin's stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember we have to do that. We shouldn't do it alone though. That seems dangerous.
Why not? It'll be fun.
If
I'm
Ven
joking.
can
I
die.
seriously do not believe we should do that. I agree with you. I was just making a joke. I do not trust the gods.
You're
right now,
funny.
'cause all
Alright.
sorts of shit going on.
So, Ven and E2, as you head out of the tavern, where are you heading?
Just gonna wander around town, I guess, for right now.
Okay. Are you
Paying
looking for
attention to
anything?
mindless chatter.
Okay. Dolkin and Zaya, where are you heading?
I want to go to market just to browse around, but also to see if I see anyone there.
Okay.
I feel like market's a good place to start.
And Dolkin, you're following her?
Yep, I'll just follow.
I assume Ven and E2, you're going to go to the market too, where it's the busiest?
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta go to the busiest place to find the best gossip.
Ven and E2, go ahead and give me perception checks. And then Zaya, what are you looking for?
Well, I said I browse fish, but in reality, I want to look for, I guess any good equipment,
I
perhaps
got
anything
11.
I see that.
magical, maybe anything instrumental, perhaps, I don't know, a new necklace would be nice since I had to take off my raven head one.
Okay. And Dolkin, are you looking for anything in particular?
Nope, just kind of browsing.
All right. As you
Watching his friends back.
as Ven and E2 start walking about, Ven, you don't catch much. Most of it being in a really rough infernal. Most of these people seem to speak a Hickish version of it. E2, do you speak Infernal?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You do pick up a few comments about a large boat that's supposed to be docking here in the next couple days, and is taking on passengers and work crewmen to head to the mainland, to set up a small or work at the local small fort that has been established. And the other news is you hear about a couple of strange creatures that are just have been lurking outside of town at night. They seem to overall, by the description, look very rough is the word that most seem to give, with these giant mouths that seem to split down the middle and have giant teeth gaping from them and have like weird orangish eyes that seem to feed on magic creatures.
I tell Ven this immediately.
Oh boy.
And that sounds kind of scary, and I don't like it.
Okay. Zaya, as you look about, checking out the shop, you do see a couple of knickknacks here and there. You do find a actual young-looking dwarven fellow who seems to be working, and he seems to be selling necklaces and rings and
Okay.
other such items. Looking about his goods,
Cursed.
he just smiles and says, well, how may I help you today?"
Hi, yes. I recently had to part with a good necklace of mine. Just grew out of style. I was wondering if you had any other good necklaces perhaps I could purchase. Hopefully complementing my skin tone, but I should be fine with
He
anything.
kind of pulls up this purple necklace that is basically beaded with purple gemstones, and has a very simple iron cross on it that looks to be like more of an actual X rather than anything. And then behind the X has a small little skull designed still out of this purple metal. He says, for you, let's see. He looks at Dulkin. He says, I mean, I imagine your husband here probably wants to. This is
Not
probably an
my
engagement
husband.
ring, or engagement present. So I'll tell you what. I'll sell it to you
He's
for
married to
a
my
gold.
cousin, actually.
Oh,
Brother-in-law.
ah.
Yes.
He looks to Dulkin and he
Yes.
says, "Good on you, mate, for nagging yourself one of these tieflings. Nothing like a magic dwarf. We need more of them in the forge, I tell you."
Oh yeah. Can't get them out of the forge nowadays, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got two of my own back at home, and the kids, they do real well. I mean, I'm amazed. It's not fair that they can like bring items to themselves using telekinesis. I mean, you know how much I would have loved to have that ability.
I know I gotta get up and walk over to the table. It's a nightmare.
This man gets it. He says, "All right, I'll tell you what. I'll sell you this for 4 silvers."
4 silvers. Just looking at. Can I just do an Arcana check? I guess just as a precaution, make sure
Sure.
it's not cursed.
Cursed.
Yeah, go ahead.
While she's doing that, I'll strike up a conversation with the salesman. Did you make all these things yourself?
Yes, for the most part, I make most of my stuff and then I travel around. This is actually my last stop before I head back to the back to Stonehold, way on the other side of the map. You know, I travel
It's
town to
nice.
town.
I
So
can't do the jewelsmith thing. I got fingers are too thick.
you know, I used to have the same issue, but I stopped using the old dwarven hammers. If you use the elvish ones, they're a lot less heavy and they're a lot less hard on your hands, so your fingers shrink down a little better.
Do you mind if I just examine this quick? See if I can recognize what you did with it.
The necklace, feel free. And with a 7, you don't sense any magic coming off of it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take it. And do you have any perhaps good rings to go with it? Maybe one that I could use as an arcane focus. Just something to complement the new necklace.
Dilkin, go ahead and give me. What are you trying to investigate for?
Just to see, if there's anything sketchy about its build.
Such as what? Like, give me something kind of specific here.
If the metal is, it's
Poison.
not like basic metal. Like
Oh.
I have experience with
Okay.
soul
Like a
smithing.
cheap
So
made
like,
necklace.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's made
Uh-huh.
using fake silver, and so it's gonna turn her green. That kind of thing.
Okay. Give me
Oh
an
gosh,
intelligence
I'd be
check.
bad on pink skin. Do you need bardic inspiration?
That's
17.
Holy shit.
Woo! Go Dalkin!
So you recognize the gems as actually made of drake scale, these gems have been polished, or the scales themselves were polished so heavily, and then they do have a minor illusionary spell that makes them glow or shine even brighter. But they actually are originally Drake scale. You're guessing most likely it's some sort of weaker dragon or some sort of very young baby dragon that was probably hunted down. Let's see. And then the gem, it's or the centerpiece to the item. It seems to be made of a soulstone material, which is typically common of purple metal. Um, this material seems to have been mixed with a little bit of silver, causing it to materialize into a solid actual piece rather than just being a stone. And it's completely magically done. This is a very rare practice. In fact, to do something like this takes a very talented magical smith. Most you won't find in Dwarvish lands. It's usually more of an elvish art to do this because none of it's done by hand. It's actually completely done using spells.
I'll look back to the salesman and just be like, this is very impressive work.
Yeah, it's yes. I that piece I crafted, but it was based on a salesman or a customer's request, but they never came to pick it up, so I decided to take it with me.
Customer's request. What was the?
It
So
it was
this is a very-
supposedly some god. It was supposed to mark of some god of a foreign land. I've never heard of it. He gave me the design, drew it up, and it was fine. I don't.
Wait,
Go
do
ahead.
you take requests then for custom made pieces?
When I'm back home, yes. On the road, it's really hard to do. I'm not I don't own a smithy out here or anything like that, so I can't really craft anything here.
Yeah,
So if I
you
sent-
don't get this kind of craftsmanship on the road.
No,
He-
I
he
understand.
nods.
But if I were to give you a request, would there be a way I could get it from you later?
Well, I'll be in Stonehold within the year, so if you're gonna be there, let's say by next winter, then yes, I should be able to.
Wonderful. Then I'd like to submit a request then. Is there a place I could mail a letter to?
No, here, he breaks out a piece of paper and says, let me see, I have my notes here. What are you requesting?
I would like a piece made with silver, same as this one. Silver would look nice, and I would like I think purple gemstones would be fitting, maybe like amethyst. And for the centerpiece, I would like just a music note. A simple music note would be nice.
And he says, this is
Perhaps like
a
treble
necklace?
clef. Yes, please.
Alright.
Choker style, if you could do that, but long would also suffice.
Alright, give me a moment. He starts to write down some things. He takes out a piece of what looks to be a small piece of leather and says, lean forward, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Lean forward.
And he wraps it around your neck, not too gently. He kind of takes it off and starts writing down. Alright. Let me see what I can do. And then that
Thank
says
you.
a choker, you said. You tiefling girls are all into... I tell you, my wife was into the same kinky stuff. Chains, leather, all that. Oh, God.
I'm not a big leather wearer myself, more silks.
Well, I feel sorry for your brother-in-law here. Leather's cheaper. Alright, yes, that should be... I should have that done by, let's say... He pulls out a calendar and starts to look about. God. Let's see. I've got this, and this. Let me see. Do I have that right? God, he looks up at Dulkin and smiles. Says, they keep changing these damn calendars on me. You go to different lands and they've got different beliefs and all that. It's annoying as all hell. Let me see. That would be okay. Yeah, during the silenced, I should have it ready, which is basically the equivalent to December.
Okay, that works. How much would it cost for this?
I'll expect. Do you want it enchanted with anything?
Oh, enchanted. Yes, I think that'd be nice.
Girl, do you actually think that I couldn't enchant this? Are you
Well, I didn't
insulting
know
my
if you would
smithing
take-
ability?
I didn't know if you'd take just simple requests for enchantments from anybody.
He says, it's not hard to do an enchantment. Even your friend here could do it with enough practice. It's not difficult.
Yes, I
Dwarves, we
must
are
admit,
naturally talented at anything when it comes to smithing. Now, if you'd like some sort of enchantment, tell me now so I can get this done.
Could you perhaps give me an enchantment that would boost my magic capabilities, or perhaps my defense? I admit I'm a bit too easy to hit.
He looks to Dolkin and says, Oi, speak my language. What does she actually want when she says this? I'm not taking some general request.
She wants. It sounds like she wants something to, fortify her strengths,
Ah,
defend her
alright.
weaknesses.
I got you. And he writes that down. Okay, makes
Thank
sense.
you.
Alright, is there anything else you'd like?
That would be, I believe. Oh wait, I would like to browse the rings you have here now.
He says, well, that's just as a heads up for the custom order, that'll be 12 GP up front, and then 12
Oh, of
upon
course.
finished product.
Yeah, of course. And I'll hand over the GP. You said it was 12, right?
Yeah, 12 gold pieces, correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hand it over and I'll look at the rings.
Alright, as you look through his rings, you see one that has a very similar design on it, identical to the necklace that you just bought.
Oh, a music note?
No, the necklace that you were taking, or sorry, the necklace you
Skull
were
and
looking at.
crossbones.
Yeah, the one with the cross on it and the skull behind it.
Hmm. New God, I will buy it. Buy it, yes. But like I'll put it in my bag for safekeeping.
Both the necklace and the ring.
Not the necklace, but I'll take the skull ring. Or
Alright.
well, I guess I'll buy both.
Well, the skull
Yes.
ring is instead of being made of metal, the skull itself is actually made of glass, and seems to have a natural bit of mana inside of it that seems to glow. It seems, from what you can tell, just by a general look of it, and with your overall Arcana skill, it's just basically a way of storing mana to a small degree.
All right. How much for both these?
Since they were custom pieces, and I mean, your friend here actually knows his craft. I give him credit for that. I'll tell you what, I don't want to railroad you, so I'll say, let's go with 13 gold pieces for the necklace, 5 for the ring.
5 minutes. Okay. Sure, that works. Thank you.
All right. And so, are you gonna wear the ring and the necklace, or are you gonna?
I want to put it. I'm gonna safely wrap it in like a handkerchief or cloth I have to make sure they don't get damaged, and I'll safely store them in my bag for later.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you're looking for in the market?
My grandfather or cousin, or maybe Astaire.
Give
anyone
me a perception.
I'd recognize. Yep. Because I came here to shop, but I mostly came here to see if I could find them. That's a 4. Nope, I'm distracted by all of the pretty jewelry.
So, Dolkin and Zaya and then E2, as you guys are walking about as a group, chilling out, you can see a large orcish fellow off in the distance is kind of staring at you, glaring at you almost. He's pretty obvious as he sticks out at 6'5", roughly, probably about a little heavier than Dolkin, and scarred to all hell, along with a collar around his neck. He seems to be watching you a lot as you walk through the market. It's pretty obvious, but as far as recognizing anybody, you don't see anybody else that catches your eye.
Okay, I guess, Dolkin, that's your uncle, isn't it? And I'll nod over at the dwarf.
Sure.
You don't know your... Okay, never mind. I'll start walking over towards the dwarf.
I was
because
distracted
only
by
know
the
so many
orc.
dwarfs in town.
Well, the dwarf's necklace seller that you just saw, as you walk up to him, he looks nothing like Dolkin. He's got blonde hair. He's dark-skinned, and his beard
Oh.
is blonde.
So it's not Dolkin's uncle.
No, not in the
No,
slightest.
You've just
Oh.
racially insulted people.
Yeah, you just...
You
All
said
dwarves look the same.
Dwarves. It was from a distance.
All dwarves look the same to this
I
tiefling
got
god.
a 4 on perception. 4
Yeah,
on
but
perception.
that was
I can't
after
see.
you left his shop. I mean...
Okay. Never mind. I guess I'll keep looking for signs of
All right,
anyone.
Doken, as you are distracted by the orc, is there something you want to do?
Am I still? I still have like the scar on my face, or did that?
Oh
Is
no,
that still holding from
that's
when?
still there.
Yeah,
You have
I'm
to
gonna
get the
try to
stuff from the
find like.
demon to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find like a. I don't know, like a handkerchief seller, cloth seller, to find something I can wrap around my face to kind of prevent, like dust or something getting into it.
Okay. So as you walk about, you find a young tiefling merchant. This looks like a very young lady, maybe about, you'd guess maybe 16-ish, very teenager. As you walk up, she's selling fine cloths. Most of them are in like patches and such, so it's smaller pieces. Just about, you find one that's small enough that looks like you could actually wrap around your head only about once or twice without any issues. And she goes, "Oh yes, can I help you?"
I'm looking for something. I just kind of like gesture to my face to like cover this up.
Ah, yes, my father was a war veteran as well. Let me and she goes searching through her pack. I'm guessing something cheap just to get through the day.
Uh, durable, but
All
something
right,
something tough. I don't want it to fall apart on me.
I've got some wool cloth. Would that work?
Maybe something not flammable.
Oof, that's a little rougher. Would leather work?
I think leather would work.
All right, let me see. I've got brown cow leather. We've got some. I think this is tabaxi leather. Uh, dwarven leather. Um,
That's
and
just dwarven made leather, not leather of dwarves, right?
she kind of looks up at you and just kind of smiles and says, "Yes, yes, of course." And I've got some demonic leather.
I think I'll just take the cow leather.
Oh, okay. She pulls out some cow leather and hands it to you and
Coward.
says, "That'll be about, let's say, 3 coppers."
Done.
She takes the money and says, "All right, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Don't get your hide tanned." She kind of smiles at you in your general direction. All right, Ven and E2. Are you still
Yep.
looking to listen to rumors, or is there something else you'd like to do?
Well, do I see the jewelry shop?
You did. You walked right up with it with Zaya and Doken.
I will
know
not
what? I'm gonna peruse
accept
the
another
wares.
cursed necklace. No, 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 no
I'm
jewelry.
gonna peruse it, cause if Zaya just bought something and it's cursed, then I'm gonna laugh at her. But
Then
I'm gonna be able to
I'm
tell
not
their
wearing
elven
them.
mate, their elvish.
he looks
pieces.
about and says, yes, can I help you?"
Just looking for right now. Very nice metallurgy done.
Yes, my wife, she's a tiefling who trained in the elven lands to learn how to smith. Between my abilities and hers, we've been able to open up a very good smithing industry. However, you gotta travel to sell these goods. Dwarves just don't appreciate the finer arts these days. They always want sturdy machine pieces.
Oh, I understand that completely. I met a dwarf recently who was so much of a jerk he sold me a cursed sword.
Oh, I've bought a cursed sword and two in my day. It just happens. So, how may I help you overall?
I'm just looking for something nice for her, but the last street vendor I purchased from sold me a cursed necklace for my little friend here, and she's a little shy now about putting on anything else.
You're
Oh, friend, she's not even your
gonna
girlfriend anymore.
you're gonna buy jewelry for your dog. Okay.
Familiar.
Well,
I chuckle a little bit.
you're talking. What the? Wait, there. Why is she laughing? What the hell?
Like I said, she's a familiar.
You start,
Someone from another plane.
Dulkins, you actually notice that the crowd in the market kind of looks towards Ven and E2 and the the jewelry merchant, as he seems to exclaim about a talking dog.
I'm gonna sigh.
It's nothing to worry about. She's not evil or anything.
Is she? Is that a demon? No, I refuse to sell the
What?
demons. No, all right, get away from my shop.
Zaya's just gonna sigh.
You
just
goddamn
gonna
demonic
keep looking
worshippers!
for
You
Tiffany.
sleep with demons. You eat demons. You tan dwarves. It's not okay. Get away from my shop. You are no longer welcome here.
Okay, I
I'm
feel
just
kind
gonna
of
face
bad
palm and walk
now.
away.
All right, as you walk away, you guys can see off in the distance, coming from the docks. Given this is a very small town, way out in the water, you can see what looks to be a large brown figure robust figure coming towards the docks. It should be, from what you can guess, approximation. It should be here within a half a day.
Well, there's that ship they were talking about.
All right. And with that, as the party continues to peruse about, you don't spot any way you recognize Zaya. The orc continues to somewhat follow you from a distance,
Oh,
not
wait,
really
there's
making
an
it
orc?
clear. Yes.
Oh, must not have heard that earlier. Does it look like the dwarf from earlier?
The orc.
Orc.
I mean, yeah, orc.
As the
Yeah.
description was, yes, he has similar scarring. He has the kinky necklace on it, or chain around his
Okay, I'm
neck.
gonna nudge Dulkin and be like, "Oh, I must not have realized, but that orc is the one that was being mind controlled by the lady who kidnapped me. So we should
Alright.
definitely alert the others and not get cornered in places where he could
Alright,
kidnap
alright. Yeah,
us."
he does look like a creep. Before we meet up with the other, so we're going with the cover story that the ring is from your cousin, and that's what married to.
It's easier to say that you married a cousin or sister of mine than it is to explain that a dwarf, an elvish woman pickpocked my grandfather, stole the ring, passed it down to perhaps a descendant, and that elvish woman proposed and gave it to you. So it's just an easier cover story so people don't think we're married.
I mean, come on,
Right.
what's wrong with me?
I do not want to be engaged at this moment. I have a lot of priorities on my mind.
It's just
not
a
to mention,
cover story. Nothing's really going
I
on.
have someone who, if I were to marry anyone, it would be them. So I don't want
Oh,
to say I'm married
whoa.
to you.
Who do you like?
Alright. Let's go find the others.
Okay, and I'm just gonna just sigh and keep walking.
All right. As you guys start to walk about, you find Ven and E2 kind of slinking away from the jewelry merchant, who seems to still be kind of shooing them off. The orc is watching you intently, but seems to back off as you guys head back towards his general direction.
Good. I have Dulkin now to protect me.
He protect, he attack, but he also big snack.
Yeah, that's what your girlfriend keeps saying. All right. So as the where are you guys going at this point? What's the idea?
Well, we gotta go for the mainland, so we're just gonna have to wait around for the ship. I'm gonna inform them of the ship too.
All right. As Ven explains that the a ship is coming in and
explain
heading
that
to the.
E2's the one that found it out because I'm not taking credit for that.
Okay, as Ven
Aw.
explains that E2 heard that a ship was coming in and that a fort has been established on the mainland as a pushing point from there. Also, Dulkin, give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Why does everyone always freak out as soon as I say that?
Because usually bad things happen
19.
when you say to make a perception.
As you know, a smith, a true dwarven smith, as you walk to the market, you do kind of pay attention to the smithy that was back towards the beach that you had originally seen the supposed emperor at. You notice it's completely empty.
Okay.
Free to use.
Yeah, there you go. That's the thought process. All right, and you also don't
mean-
see the book merchant from earlier. I will mention in this the market. He seems to have vanished as well.
He probably was in on the kidnapping.
Does
As
it look like they just picked up and left, or that they were never there in the first place?
It looks like they just picked up and left. You can still see that for the smithy looks like it's there's glowing embers coming from deeper within, as you can see a slight light coming out from behind the main checkout desk.
I'm just gonna assume it's, break time.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, the market continues to go on and talk. Are you guys just gonna wait till the ship comes in, or is there something else you guys want to do?
Sure. I mean, you said there's a beach, right?
Yep.
Beach
Why not?
party!
Let's find a place in perfect view of people so we aren't isolated and just hang out on the beach. I want to keep practicing my music.
Someone's
I mean,
extremely
we could
cautious.
just go hang out at the smithy.
Why
would
don't you
we
hang out
at
at
the
a
smithy?
smithy?
The man's
Because-
daughter literally kidnapped me and tried to kill me.
I mean, I
Worst
spent a
place
lot
to
of time in
go.
the smithy. It's not really a relaxing place.
No, but it's
I don't
To
think I'd
most.
get much musical inspiration from a smithy. No offense.
That is just mean and rude, woman.
Mm,
no, it's
No offense
not.
taken. It's an
Yeah.
industrial. It's an
I
acquired taste.
respect the business. I respect the business of smithing, but I don't think it's the most inspirational for music like a beach would be.
As you guys are chatting and trying to debate on it, you can see the beach has a bunch of younger folks, couples, and just families sitting around enjoying the water, enjoying watching the ocean come in and out as it's still pretty balmy and warm out.
Oh,
Heading
the
in that
ocean.
general direction, you finally find a nice spot to kind of sit down and relax and just contemplate the day, practicing your music. Zaya, Ven, and E2 doing what Ven and E2 do best, which is Ven, seducing a
Making
dog.
people uncomfortable.
And Doken, I
Yeah.
assume, what are you planning on doing on the beach?
I'm just making a sandcastle.
All right. Doken, give me another perception check.
Why is he the only one making them? I'm worried.
4.
Oh
Alright.
no.
As you guys everything continues to go on, Doken, as you're starting to build a sandcastle, pulling out a small little bucket that was already in the sand and kind of messing with it, you come across an orange rock that seems to just be like stuck in the ground. As you kind of move some sand aside from it,
I'm gonna try and get the rock
Okay.
out.
as you go to
Oh,
grab
no.
it, you suddenly you feel that it's very wet and slimy, and it seems to almost as soon as your fingers touch it, two blue pieces of what you can only describe as like very old leather seem to close on it and then open up again.
That is.
That's weird.
Do any
Zaya,
of
look
us
at look at
notice
this.
Oh god, what are you
So Zaya,
hoping?
as you walk over and you look at the this orange rock that's in the ground, you see that it continues to have these two leather flaps that seem to close and open really quickly, and the orange ball seems to have this little lighter spot in the center of it that seems to go from one side to the other.
This is
Do
weird,
I re-
right?
Do I recognize what this is?
Roll
'Cause I feel like this is some kind of sea creature.
let's see. Roll
A
a
jellyfish.
investigation to see if you recognize this thing.
Okay. I got an 8.
Well, this is a pretty common creature to your homeland. It's hunted for sport by the nobles and those with pretty strong weapons. This looks to be a maw demon.
Oh, Duncan,
As you
that's
suddenly
a.
recognize it, as you're about to say, the sand around it, about a 5-foot radius, suddenly starts to cave in around the eye.
Duncan, that's a maw demon. You want to
And
step away
large
or
teeth open up as this mouth gaping open, and it just goes for Dolkin. And we will come back next time for a start of initiative with the party fighting a maw demon. Thank you for those who have watched. I hope you've enjoyed. This has been Rejected Potential, and we will see you next time.
ah.
As Zaya
Well,
screams.